Guys, this incident, as you can see by the title, happened in actually September of 2018. And I didn't say anything about it then at that point because it was so fresh that at that point I was still scared and freaked out by the situation. And I mean, not too long before that, there had been another really weird situation at my stepfather's property, and it was not a fun situation. So on both sides, I just decided not to tell anyone about those stories. I might say something about the story on the property, but that's not for this time. This time, I am going to tell you about the time I was stalked in Target. I had went alone to get my dogs to the groomer. So my cousin Sarah drove me to PetSmart, and I dropped the dogs off and everything, and just down the way is Target. So I was like, oh, it's gonna be fine. I'll go to Target, I'll chill a little bit, it'll be fine. So I was looking around, and I'd been in there for like 20, 30, 40 minutes at that point. Dogs were being groomed and everything, having their nice little spa day that they hate because they don't like to, I'm a socially anxious person, so I don't like to have situations like this, and this really freaked me out. But what happened was I went all the way back to the movie section, was in the back of the store. I started looking at the books, and this guy came up behind me. I didn't really think anything of it. I was just kind of like, okay. And he was standing really close to me. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna, it's fine. I'm just gonna scoot over a little bit. And as I'm browsing the books and trying to make my way down, he starts making his way down. So then I put the book back and I just circle around to the Disney movies, which is a few aisles down. And I'm thinking, okay, it's fine. I'm fine. And then he comes around the corner. And I was like, okay, that's weird. So I moved to a different aisle, once more, the kids' books aisle. And next thing I know, he's there. So I decided to test something. I walked all the way back to the Disney aisle. And I looked to my side, because obviously Target has very wide open aisles. I looked over to the side, and the man was standing right on the other side. What I do is I take a step back as if to be like, I'm gonna walk somewhere else, and I watched him do that. I quickly put what I was holding down and I booked it to the middle aisle, and he started following me down the middle aisle on the end side, on the very closest side to like where the TVs are hanging and stuff like that. That's where he was. And he started following me down the freaking area. So then when I saw a area where he wouldn't be able to see me, I dashed into the toy section, dashed through the home section, back through the other part of the home section, so like the bedding and the towels and the lamps and stuff like that. I went through there, then I went through like the dishes and the stationery, and then I went to the women's aisle, which was all the way on the other side of the store. So I went to the women's aisle, grabbed a shirt, and I wanted to make sure that my face was on camera. If anything happened, I wanted my face to be on camera because I knew they'd be able to see me. Like, they would be able to tell from there, but I wanted to make sure someone saw my face. So what I did was I grabbed a t-shirt, and actually I'll go grab it. It's actually a tank top. Now, I don't know about you, but I love the Golden Girls. So anytime I can get a shirt or something with their faces on it, I'm like, hell yeah. So I have two different Golden Girls shirts, but this was the one that I grabbed. It has Blanche and Dorothy, and it says Keep America Golden. From there, I grabbed it, I went to checkout, I checked out, and then I went and hid in the bathroom for about 20-30 minutes. And then I shakily made my way out to the women's area and walked along the back side of the women's area to the dressing rooms. And I said, and thank you to the Target worker who was working there, because I don't know what I would have done without you. I was all shaken up, and he was like, sweetie, are you okay? Like, you seem upset. And I'm like, well, honestly, yeah, here's what happened. And I told him everything. And so he called security, and there's like a specific code for it. And so he was like, it's code, blah, 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 blah. We need you now. And so I couldn't leave. I was like, my dogs are at the groomers. My mom's not here to pick me up yet. Like, I don't know what to do. And so I went over to Starbucks and got myself something to drink. And the security guard was watching me, and he said, well, what does he look like? And I said, I don't want to sound like an awful person, but he looked like he had mental issues. Like, stereotypically, he was a white male in his like late 30s, early 40s, maybe mid 40s, and he looked disturbed. Like, he literally looked disturbed. And I was like, I don't know, maybe that's awful to say. And he's like, it's not awful. Like, that's a pretty good description. And I was like, he's partially bald, but he's not. And so he was like, okay. So I'm sitting there at Starbucks, and the security guard's like walking past me. He's trying to make it not obvious that he's like guarding me. And he's like, do you know where he went? And I said, no, I just ran. I ran. I didn't know what to do. I've seen enough Criminal Minds to piece together when someone's following you, get the hell out of there. And when I'm alone, I'm hyper aware and I'm anxious because like I said, I watch way too much Criminal Minds and CSI. So as soon as something seems fishy to me, I dip. I'm like, hell no, I'm out of here. Luckily, I saw him at the return area, and I said, that's him. That he was just at the return area. Like, the security officer was at the back of the store, so I got up and walked to go to him, and I said, that's him. He was at the gift store, or he was at the return area, and blah, 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 blah. He's like, okay, we'll see if we can get him. They didn't get him, which, that's okay. I mean, they did their best, and I am safe, obviously. But basically, I said, was I right? Was he following me? And the guy at security said, we went back over the tapes, and yeah, he was following you. He spotted you, and he was following you around. And I said, oh my gosh, okay, thank you for letting me know so I'm not going insane. And he said, just call whoever you're with or whoever is coming to get you and just make sure you're gonna be okay. And I said, okay. And so I did. I called my mom, I let her know what was happening, and I was crying, I was shaking. It was horrifying because I was alone. I didn't know what to do. And it's not like I don't have a CCW, I don't have a taser, I don't have pepper spray, I don't have these things. Yeah, I just think about if I wasn't aware in public, if I wasn't constantly checking around me all the time, how badly that could have ended. And it freaks me out. So I'm more so telling this story as a PSA to everyone. When you are alone in public, pay attention to your surroundings because bad things can happen. Like, I know it's well, no, duh, Ashton. I know that. But that guy was this close to me. I felt him touch me when we were looking at the books. Like, he was this close to me. Had I not moved, I don't know what would have happened. In fact, I don't know what would have happened in general had I not lost his tail. Well, when he walked up, to be fair, when he walked up, I was on the phone with my mother, letting her know, like, I'm good, I'm safe, the dogs are at the groomers, like, how long are you gonna be? And she said, well, I'm gonna be like another hour or something like that. And I was like, oh, okay. So it took my mom a bit to get there, but when she did, I was safe, I was fine. She was able to calm me down. I was shaking, I was still crying because I had never experienced anything like that before to that degree, to where I was by myself. Luckily, my natural instincts of either fight or flight kicked in, and in that situation, that man was bigger than me, and that man was just a lot bigger than me. I knew that if something were to happen, I couldn't take him myself. I needed to get the hell out of there, and I did. I just want everyone to stay safe and be aware of your surroundings. Like, when your parents tell you that, it's not a joke. When I'm by myself in public, I am not on my phone. I'm not on my phone unless I'm sitting in a well-lit area where where I can watch myself and my surroundings, and like I don't go on my phone unless I am alert, I'm aware, because I know as a 5'2" human being, girl, woman, whatever, that if I'm not careful, something bad can happen, and God forbid, please God forbid that. But yeah, this story is not meant to scare anyone. I am okay. It's been months since this happened. I just want everyone to be aware of their surroundings and to please, please, please be careful. Okay, I love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.